Hey, it's Martin from FixedKneePain.com, and here's a question I get at least once per week. How can I get rid of knee pain fast? So here's one exercise you can use to get back to 100% within 48 hours. And I'm kidding, of course. There's no one exercise, no one supplement, no one stretch you can use to heal that quickly, and what I actually discovered to be the fastest way to recover wasn't what I had expected at all. At first I wanted to fill this video with a top 5 list of tips you can use to get rid of knee pain, but then I thought, that's actually not what I want you to take away from it at all. Plus, I've written about the best tips before anyways. There is a way to get rid of knee pain fast, but it's not about small tips, but rather about a change of mindset. And here's what I mean by that. You know what they say, if you want something done properly, you better do it yourself. And the sooner you do it, the sooner you're done, obviously, right? Then why aren't we doing it with knee pain? I've answered more than 4,000 reader emails over the last 6 years, and the biggest mistake people make by far, the one mistake that is keeping them from getting rid of knee pain fast, is simply lack of focus. It comes in these flavors. You've got folks that try rehab exercises for a week or two and then decide, you know what, this isn't working at all. You know what Yoda said about trying. You've got other folks that continue running or cycling hundreds of miles per month and then are surprised that they can't get better. You've got recreational athletes that, quote unquote, need to get back to 100% within the next month because they have a competition coming up. And of course, the guy or gal that had already gotten rid of most of their pain, but then decided that, you know what, 80% is the new 100%, and they quit their rehab too soon only for pain to promptly come back. These are often the emails with the subject line, back to square one? I was like that when I had patellar tendinitis, and I know it isn't funny, but the pattern is so obvious. It's almost like people are going through the 5 stages of grief with their knee pain. First, they're in the denial stage. They're not willing to accept that their knee pain is a problem that they need to deal with, so they just keep training as if everything's hunky-dory, and meanwhile their pain is getting worse. Then, most folks fortunately skip the anger stage and go right to bargaining. They're trying to bargain with their pain, trying to give as little as possible to get everything back, like they're at a Turkish bazaar. They're saying something like, hey, maybe if I do just a little bit of rehab, just a little bit, it'll be enough to get me back in the game. Maybe. Next up, the depression stage. And honestly, this is probably the toughest stage to pull out of because of your mindset. Your mindset is such that you're only seeing problems. You're not seeing any solutions. You only see what doesn't work. You're not looking for what does work any longer. Once you finally pull out of that, you reach the acceptance stage. You're willing to accept that your knee pain is a problem that you need to keep working on over a longer period of time, probably longer than you're comfortable with until you can go back to enjoying your sport. And I know this isn't what you expected to hear when you came to this video, and I guess a lot of people will give this a thumbs down, but the truth is simply this. The fastest way to recover from knee pain, by far, is simply to skip all these BS stages and go right to work. I guarantee this will save you years of grief. In other words, don't just try rehab exercises for a couple of weeks. Don't mix rehab with continuing your sport. Don't set unreasonable timelines on your recovery, and most important of all, don't quit until you're done. Instead, make getting back to 100% your sole and only priority. It's the only thing that matters, the only thing you're working towards. I had a lot of difficulty with this at first because, let's be honest here, rehab is often slow and always boring, but then I would force myself to enjoy the process. I would tell myself, hey, when this is done, you'll be better than you were before. You'll be quicker, stronger, and more resilient, kind of like the $6 million man. Only that instead of surgery, you have a really long training montage. But a montage is much cooler than surgery anyways, right? It's human nature to look for shortcuts, and if we weren't looking for shortcuts, we wouldn't be where we are today. But often there's just no shortcut to hard work, and now you have 3 choices. Behind door number 1, you will find a list of quick tips you can use to get rid of knee pain. And if that's what you want, check out the 5 exercises I share over at FixedKneePain.com/unbreakable. If you're ready and willing to put in the hard work to make your knees strong and healthy again, join the 14,000 people that have already used my advanced course on getting rid of knee pain over at FixedKneePain.com. And finally, if you don't want any of that, just choose door number 3 and watch the Magnum PI intro with Tom Selleck instead. Da-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, 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 bum, ba-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum.